Great rising. Grand rising. Y'all let me know if you can hear me. As you're coming in the room, grand rising, salam, good morning, peace, salutations, all that good stuff. As you are coming in the room, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. As you're coming in the room, let me know. Greetings. Hey, Clay Gang. Hey, boo, I ain't seen you in a while. Yes, you can. Okay, perfect. We're going to jump right into it. I'm amazing. Thank you for asking. I'm amazing. I'm a little tired. I had my mini-me. And I can't sleep with mini-me. Like, I be having a hard time trying to get some rest. So, yeah. That's what that is. Anyway, so I want to jump right into it. It's a viral video going around. And I usually don't get into these topics. Well, I usually don't do the trends. But it's a viral video that is going around, and it's a couple that's arguing back and forth. And I kind of touched on this a little while ago. I think I did it on my other platform, but it's a couple that is arguing. The man apparently has a child in a relationship, or a child that's outside of the relationship, and he's court ordered to pay $500, but his child needs some sneakers, needs some shoes. Baby needs some shoes. And of course, the mother went to the father to ask to help out with some shoes. And his current wife, is spazzing. And I'm sorry, because every time they play the part where she be like, F the kids and F you too. And I be like, I swear, it tickles my soul. It tickles my soul a little bit. I'm sorry. Because I just realize how wounded and how hurt we are. I don't care what kind of argument I get in with anybody I'm in a relationship with. I don't care what type of argument I get in. I'm never going to come out my mouth and be like, F your kids. I might say F you, but I ain't going to say F your kids. You don't went too far. I don't care how mad you are. You don't went too far. Right? So it was just one of those things that I was like listening. When I first seen it, it triggered me a little bit, because I'm tired of this narrative that, there's the bitter baby mamas, there's the bitter wives and girlfriends, and everybody is seeming to be at war with each other, right? Everybody is seeming to be at war with each other, and nobody is really seeming to focus on the big picture, right? Focus on the big picture, and the big picture is always that child. Great rising and peace, beloveds, right? The biggest picture in the whole dynamic is the child that you are raising, that you are co-parenting. And if you happen to be married, how are you and your wife coming together in a common bond? And I done been that, I done been on the opposite side. I done been the blanking baby mama at least once in my life. Maybe twice. I'm going to get to that, Clay Gang. I done been the blanking baby mama at least once or twice. And that's always because, I'm a projector, so I understand a little bit better. But I would get to an extreme because I always had worn the superwoman cape and felt like I had to take all the weight, all the responsibility on my own and not ask for help. So if I ask for help with something, whatever it is, then I really need your help, right? It's not me just asking because I done messed up. No, I'm asking because I need your help, and this is our child, and I shouldn't be having to stress or struggle despite what went on. Like, because that's what normally I hear a lot. I hear, and I've been a victim of this, is like, well, you chose to be a single mama. Heifer, I did not choose to be a single mama. Okay? No, I didn't choose it. This is the choice that was made. Okay? You're not going to say that somebody's supposed to stay in a relationship with someone who might not be aligned with you just so y'all can raise that child. That's even worse, in my opinion. In my opinion, when you stay in a relationship that is not serving each other, then that's going to make it even worse, because now that child is feeling that energy. Kids are very intuitive. They're very empathic, and they can tell when you are faking the phone. Okay? But I always hate hearing that narrative. I hate the narrative of, and I'm saying hate because I do. Like, I don't hate a lot of things, but what I have gotten increasingly disturbed by over the last couple of years is the narrative of this dysfunction between the co-parenting dynamic. This dysfunction and I'm trying to find somewhere to park, y'all. This dysfunctional dynamic between the wife, the girlfriend, the baby mama, and the baby daddy. Like, I'm so over that. Like, to the point where, like, yeah. I'm like, how do we fix it? I'm solution oriented. How do we fix it? How do we get to a space that we're not worried about that no more? That we're not focused from a toxic space? That we're not focused and operating from the wound itself to respond to these situations? Because let's be clear, when you blanking like this woman was blanking in that video, I wish I would have went on and downloaded the clip. When you blank in the way that this woman was blanking in this video, there's a lot of hurt and pain under that. And it could, just be coming out now with dealing with whatever they're dealing with. But, there's a lot that's unresolved. And as adults, hey, because if you're over 18, hey, you're an adult. As adults, we have gotten to a space that we reckless as hell with our mouth and our actions. And I'm like, yo, we got to stop being reckless with our mouth and our actions. As adults, hey, you should actually start having emotional maturity, right? You should at least seek out a way for you to become more stable so you can actually have emotional maturity. Because it ain't cute when we are celebrating. And I started talking about this at least about 5 years ago. I don't like the ideal that we're celebrating the shadow self. I feel like this is the biggest crock of bullshit that we've had in spiritual systems ever, in my opinion. Ever. Like, I'm seeing spirituality go to hell. And I don't like it. Because I know that there's a lot of new age healers that, one, they keep convincing y'all that y'all wounded, that y'all broken, and that you are unhealed. And this is why you need to go to this retreat, this class, this whatever. But they have no clue on how to get y'all out y'all toxicity. There's no transformation happening. There's temporary band-aids happening. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I'm tired of this narrative because I'm like, you should not be celebrating the fact that you will cuss somebody out in 2.2 seconds. Why are you cussing somebody out? Where in your mind, okay, is that okay? At, 18 and under. 18 and under. I got it. I'll even give you till 25 and under. I'll give you a little bit of a pass because you're still figuring it out, right? You still in your rites of passage moment. 25 and under, you still doing some stuff, right? You still figuring it out. But once you 25 and up, okay, and most of my following, most of my audience is 25 and up. Once you're 25 and up, you should not be popping off and celebrating the fact that you got the capability to pop off. You should not be putting your hands on nobody and celebrating the fact that you got to put your hands on somebody. Because a lot of situations can be remedied. A lot of situations can be resolved. A lot of situations can actually come to peace if you are using emotional maturity, spiritual stamina, and intellect. It can. Now, does that mean that somebody don't, even I don't care how high, because I done had some moments where somebody done tested me to the point where I'd be like, you making me really second guess how much grace I need to extend to you in this moment. You making me kind of second guess. I'm like right there. I'm about to go back to my government name. Well, I go by my government name now anyway. But, when I used to call myself Akila, I'd be like, y'all about to make me go back to my government name with this foolishness. All right? But I don't, because I still extend grace. And I still understand that everybody is operating from their wounded self. Anytime somebody is striving to harm you, striving to engage in a back and forth with you, that's their wounded self, their inner child. That is the hurt aspect of them wanting to do that. And you have to be in your higher consciousness and the best version of you to realize this is your wounded self coming at me. So what is it that you feel wounded in? Do you feel like I don't hear you? Do you feel like I don't recognize you? Are you having abandonment issues? You sick and tired of my shit? What is it? Whatever it is, I have that awareness that that's what's going on. And because I have that awareness, now I can extend you more grace and compassion because I know that you're, reacting in a way, right? Reacting in a way that doesn't come from your higher self, it doesn't reflect your God self. So when we have situations like this, that's constantly being pushed in our media, right? Being pushed in the narrative of our male-female relationships, our male-female exchange in energy, it's doing a disservice, especially when it's us that's doing it. It's doing such a disservice because it's further promoting this agenda to separate us. And until you understand that, my friend, you're going to keep buying whatever it is that they selling. Y'all have to really, 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 really pay attention. There is a strong, strong energy. People call it spiritual warfare. I don't call it that. We always at war on something. It's just changed. The agendas change and transform. But there's a strong energy that wants the divine masculine and the divine feminine to stay separated because of the power that we possess when we combine and become one. The power that we possess when we know how to communicate effectively. When we know how to pull our energy in and, operate like Voltron. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an energy and a power behind two versus the one. And if we keep buying the Kool-Aid, we keep drinking the Kool-Aid, right? We're gonna be sick. I'm like, we're gonna get sick. And that's what's happening. You got a lot of young people. The reason why young people are celebrating wanting to be by themselves now? Young people don't want to go through what they saw their parents go through or their grandparents go through. Young people like, I'd rather be independent and stress-free, right? Independent and single and lack of stress versus being stressed out. You got them promoting this. There's an agenda happening. And until you realize the agenda that's happening, you're going to be beefing for no reason. instead of doing the work. And that's what I really, really want to encourage. I swear I pick up a new agenda every year. But in this season of my life, what I would love to do, and I know that that's where everything is pushing me towards, what I would love to do is encourage, first, how we love ourselves, how we give ourselves grace, how we extend ourselves compassion, how we grow within our own emotional maturity, so we can understand how to give others grace, how to communicate with others effectively, how to have an exchange of energy with other people that is healthy. Stop looking at people like they're crazy. Stop looking at people like they, damn, they crazy. I don't know why they be acting like that. Da da da. Whether it's your boss, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend, somebody else's best friend. I don't care. You got to be in a space where you are operating from your emotional maturity, that you can already tell, like, the reason that person is acting like that is because of X, Y, Z. Even if you can't pinpoint what the actual core wound is, you can still have the intellect to understand, like, damn, they must got a lot on their plate. Damn, they must got a lot going on that I can't see. And no, it's not right that they're beefing with me. It's not right that they're taking their pain, frustration, and drama out on me. But it is my job to have awareness of what it is that's going on. It's my job. Ain't nobody else's job. It's mine. Because then that's going to dictate the experience that I have in this moment. And that's the key, y'all. Like, this is such a big jewel. I don't know if y'all hearing me. And I don't know no other way to express it. But I promise y'all, when you start realizing, like, every moment is an experience. And you have a choice to either experience it with pain and suffering, or to experience it from a place of grace. Every moment we have a choice. We can choose happiness or we can choose war. Everyone. You have to decide in those moments, am I choosing peace or war? And if I'm choosing war, why? What's at the core of it? I get it. It's a whole lot, especially within certain communities. It's a whole lot for us to be mad about. But it's a whole lot for us to be thankful for. It's a whole lot for us to be happy about. It's a whole lot to be celebrating. It's a whole lot to not allow people to pull you into a thing. And yes, sometimes it's easier said than done. Sometimes, you might wake up on a day where you're like, I'm not the best energy to deal with when I have not had enough sleep. Thank you, beloved. When I ain't had enough sleep, I can be a little cranky. When I feel like people are energetically invading in my space, I can be a little cranky. I can, right? But I strive to keep myself to myself when I'm like that. Because I already know, like, my patience is going to be short. My energy is running low. So the best thing for me to do is probably stay out your way. It's the best thing for me to do. So that way we don't have no problems, right? We don't have no problems. Because you might say something that trigger me, and then I'm going to have to justify why I had to cuss you out. And that's not what we doing in this life. Because we operate from what? Emotional maturity. That is the best thing for you to do. So when you're getting triggered by the ex, by the mother, by the friend, by the sales clerk, by the person that's calling on your phone with some foolishness, when you're getting triggered, you got to really consciously say, am I choosing war or am I choosing peace? I know that war requires a whole lot of energy. Think about every time you done been mad. Every time you done been mad. Like when I watched that video, I mean, like I said, it tickled my soul a little bit because you could tell she was hot. And I would be laughing. The reason it tickled me, because when we get so mad, we don't care what's coming out. I don't know about y'all, but I noticed that specifically with black women, I love y'all, but specifically with black women, man, when we hot, I swear, it don't matter what's coming. We getting ready to lay into that ass. We gonna lay into that ass. So here you just ain't nothing off limits. When we hot. When we mad, we ain't nothing off limits. We going all the way in. We punching all the way below the belt. Right? So I could tell, like, I was like, every time I see something like that, I always kind of get tickled, because I be like, this is what we be looking like. Damn. This is how we look. When we blanking, this is how we looking. Damn. Okay. But the other part of me was sad. There was two emotions being triggered. There was the laughter, because I'm like, damn. Right? But then there was the sadness, because I was like, I know how hard it is when you choose war to get that energy off of you. You still be thinking about it an hour later, a day later. I should have said this. You still be trying to figure out your last line or your last word you should have got in. And then you got to go through the phases of whatever it was, depending on how far you went in. Then you got to go through the phases of breaking that energy down. Right? And I don't know, like, I just hate when we buy into the ideal that we have to get so upset that we are at war with whoever it is, specifically loved ones, that we got to get so upset. We're so passionate that we cannot control the energy that's happening. And then now it's triggered into this very big conflict, this energetic exchange, right? That is not good. It's not good. So now you might have heart hurting, right? You got a headache afterwards. I don't know about y'all, but when I used to get in like disagreements, I literally physically would not feel good afterwards. It physically would affect me. And I didn't like the ideal of being physically affected by a disagreement that I could have probably solved in the first 5 minutes of the disagreement. Especially me, because I always can feel the wave of the energy getting ready to shift, and something in my mind be like, don't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it go that far. Don't let it go left. Pull it back in. You know how to solve it. Especially women. I promise y'all know how to remedy an argument quick, fast, in a hurry. All you got to do is pull your divine feminine out. If you really understand your divine feminine, every woman on here, if you understand, and if you don't, you need to learn it. But in an argument, specifically with a man that you're in a relationship with or that you're intimate with, 9 times out of 10, you can remedy that argument before it even starts. All you got to do is be able to pull that divine feminine out. That's it. It will squash all the beef. It won't be a need to be arguing. Okay? So those are things that I've always kind of like checked myself on. Like, nah, I could have solved that. I was being petty. I was like, I was in my space of, oh, you want war today? Oh, we can have war. See, I was being petty. And when I understood that I was being petty at a certain point, I still have moments where I'm striving to like make sure that I'm fire. So I strive to make sure that Leo energy, like, put the lion in the cage, child. Put the lion in the cage. This is not a case. There's a moment in time, and I think that's the part that we got to get. And I used to get on like people that from my magical community. I used to get on them on that all the time. You're learning how to do and tap into your magical self, your powerful self for other reasons. Not for you to be sitting here trying to bring no dude back. Not for you to manifest no superficial stuff in the world. It's for you to use it for when it's time to use it. Not no craziness. This superficial, this earthly shit, y'all can manifest that in 2.2 seconds. That's nothing. It's nothing. But we be so focused on the distractions that we don't really pay attention to the bigger picture. There's a bigger picture involved. There's a bigger focal point. You know, I used to always say your focus need more focus. And the reason I would say that because we're always focused on the wrong stuff and not focused on the right. We're not focused on, emotional maturity. So when we looked at, the reason I'm bringing that video up or that clip or the viral video right now is because this morning they were talking about it on the radio and you had everybody kind of split. You had half of the station with the father like, I should be able to buy my son or my child something extra even though I pay child support. It shouldn't be a problem, right? Then you got the other side saying, nah, if you done took me out on child support, if you done put me in this situation, then you get what you get. You get what you get. You ain't getting nothing extra. That's petty as hell and that's wounded as hell. Because at the end of the day, who's the person that is the big picture? The child. Not you being in your feelings. Not you being petty Betty. None of the mess that y'all like. I despise arguments like this. I despise disagreements like this. I hate seeing it on social media because I swear this is when you see the wounded. This is when you see the dysfunction. This is when you see the brokenness within our community. This is when you see it. And when you see it, for me, I just be like, we ain't healed that yet. That's what I really be thinking. And the only way we can heal it is that we have to love ourselves first. I'm going to always say the core wound, no matter what it is self-love. Self-love, self-value, and self-worth. If everybody learned how to operate fully in your self-love, in your self-worth, right? Know your value on a consistent basis, not just on Mondays and Wednesdays, right? If everybody could operate in that consistently, not when you already done burnt yourself out and now you have some medical issue. Hey, Farhan. Not when, shit done hit the fan. But like consistently, you will see the more that you operate in your own love, your own self-worth, your own value. Not only do all these magical things start happening in the universe to bless you with more, but also you'll start to have more compassion, understanding, and grace for others. Because you're such in a good bubble. You in such a good space. You're in such a good, like, ooh, I feel good. I feel like it's just oozing off of you. That it just literally trickles on to everybody else. They be like, I don't know what she got, but I want some of that. I don't know what she drinking, but let me drink some of that. I don't know what she taking. It's so funny because I remember my photographer, he been my photographer for years, right? He been my photographer for years. And the last photo shoot that we did, he said, man, this shoot was damn ridiculous. He was like, I don't know what you doing, but it must be working because you just glow. He was like, it comes off of the picture. You glow and you authentically looking happy. I was like, you know what changed? Is that I genuinely love myself. I'm so in love with me. I'm so like I just was telling AJ yesterday. I think it was AJ. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I was looking, I found my old music page on Facebook. It's not public, but I found it. And I forgot that it was, still there. I thought that it was deleted. And I'm going through and seeing all of this stuff that I had did. Like articles that was written on me, video footage of me performing, all kind of stuff, right? And I'm scrolling, I'm like, damn. But I was like, if I don't love Facebook for nothing else, I love Facebook for keeping memories. That is like a digital footprint. And I swear, like, it was one of the most beautiful experiences at that moment, because it was like, dang, I done did a lot. This was an opportunity for me to celebrate myself. Celebrate, who I was. And just even the fact I had posted a post I did like in 2011. Celebrate the fact that my messaging has still been the same. Okay, my message was the same. I've been the same person for years. That was 10 years, 11 years ago. My message has always been, how you condition this is going to be how you create the reality that you want. My messaging has always been about how we love ourselves, how we overcome, how we become better, all of that. Like, the same person, just with a little more light. That's all. A little more light. So that's all I got for y'all today. I just, wanted to bring up that video because I thought it was interesting. That if y'all are not paying attention, there's a lot of propaganda around division. It's a lot of propaganda around the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and not operating as such. It's a lot of propaganda striving to keep you divided, striving to keep you at war with each other, or at war with yourself, right? And I just don't want you to get distracted. Look, Yorley just put it. I don't want you to get distracted. I want you to lock in, get committed, get disciplined. Get committed and disciplined to your journey. What are you here to do? How are you here to bless us? Because each one of y'all are here to bless us with your gift, with your voice, with something that you are bringing to the world, with your lesson, right? And when I say bless us, I'm not saying that you got to be on a major level. It could be your immediate family. It could be your community. It could be the collective as a whole, some of us, right? But don't get distracted, man. It's a lot of narratives. Like, it's so funny because I be talking to people and they buy into the narrative that, it's not any good men out here. I be like, yes, it is. It's a lot. It's some dope men out here. I don't know where y'all going. Like, I meet dope people all the time. And vice versa. It'd be like, dudes like, nah, it ain't no girls out here. There ain't no women out here cooking and doing this and doing that. Yes, it is. It is. I meet them all the time. I know them personally. I just got invited to a Sunday dinner with, sister was making some mac and cheese and some collard greens and some cobbler and some, like, I know women that cook. Like, my women in my circle cook. And they know I like to eat. So they always asking me if I'm hungry. Right? So it's not that, these women or men don't exist. You have to pay attention. What are you feeding your subconscious? What is the narrative that you're buying into? Because whatever narrative you buy into, if you buy into that men ain't shit, You're going to have all of that type of dynamic. Women talking about it, memes coming up. Everything that you focused on is going to show up in your reality. It's so simple. And I swear, the sooner y'all grasp onto that, when you grasp onto that part, the same way you see that car, your dream car, is like every time you turn around, the car you either just bought or your favorite car is everywhere. You seeing it. You like, damn. You're like, every time I turn the corner. I done put it on my kids' radar. Like, my kids know what car it is. So they be seeing it. Well, now they got their own cars. Michael loves him a Tesla. So every time he be feeling like he see Teslas everywhere. I feel like we see them everywhere too, but it's on my radar because of him. But think about it. You weren't paying it attention until it was on your radar, until it was in your subconscious mind. This is the key to life. Whatever it is that you are thinking about is literally going to be in your magnetic field. What you thinking about? You thinking about amazing life partners? Amazing. When you think about amazing life partners, amazing relationships, things that reflect love, you know what you start attracting? People who are in healthy relationships. People who have a healthy outlook on relationships. People who ooze self-love. You start having books gravitate you to you that are speaking about relationship dynamics and how to heal them. I promise you, when you really lock in and hone in on whatever it is that you're striving to bring into your reality, this is why I tell people, write it, speak it every day, get consistent with it, command it to come in. Because when you focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, it comes in quicker. When you just focus on I'm abundant, man, the abundance just start overflowing in your life. When you focus on I am love, then the love just start overflowing in your life. If you focus on I'm recognized, validated, yeah, just the validation, the recognition, the invitations just flow in your life. Whatever it is that you're seeking is seeking you. It's just that simple. Stop buying into this narrative. Get your asses off of this dysfunctional ass stuff. So I had to give you the mama lip with that. Get your ass off of that stuff that's feeding you the wrong narrative. Because it's going to have y'all messed up. Yeah. Then this is why you got the chaos and the confusion that you're bringing in your life. And I don't know about y'all. I don't want no chaos and confusion. All I want is some good food. I love me some good food. That's why I like my subconscious get filled with somebody that's cooking for me, right? Some beautiful, I love beauty. Beautiful environments, beautiful homes, beautiful clothes. That's the only thing I'm putting in my subconscious and stuff that I want to learn. I'm not putting nothing else in my subconscious. That's why I be mad when people be sending me ridiculousness. I don't want to see that. You putting that in my subconscious. I don't want to see that. Only feed me quality food. That's all I want in my life right now. Quality food. I done spent the early part of my 20s doing craziness. I done been, the Jerry Springer case and all of the Maury Povich, all of them. I done been a prime candidate for all of them shows. This particular part of my life, this part, I just want quality food. And the quality food comes from what I put in my subconscious and whether I'm choosing peace versus war. What are you choosing? What are you choosing? It's that simple. Shit ain't hard. I love you guys. I will let y'all have an amazing rest of y'all day. It is, what's today? Wednesday? It is a Wednesday, hump day. It's hump day. We're in the middle of the week. Hopefully you get over whatever it is that you got to get over. You get through what you got to get through. Look at that job that you don't like as a blessing. Somebody need that job. Somebody would love to be in your position. Somebody. You don't like it? Make an exit plan. All right? Find joy some kind of way today. All right? Peace.